Hello and welcome back with a slightly delayed hello. So this is Pharos. I think we saw it when we first came in here. We sort of, mentioned it a little bit, but this is the final area in the game. It is also by far the longest area in the game. It has 3 upper ascents and 3 lower ascents. The lower ones, down there, obviously, we cannot access until we have completed the story sequence for Pharos. I believe we can go ahead and read these. It doesn't really tell us much of anything, but we can read them regardless. Setting out, hearts of darkness shall light your way. Beyond vigil of the 3 houses stand threshold of night and watcher both. This is essentially telling you what to do here, but it's not complicated. They who master power, wisdom, mist, the tower's secrets are for them and them alone. So we don't have a map here, obviously. The only hint you have is no place to go but up, so. But this first little area here, the first ascent in general, for that matter, is not very complicated. We can go over here. There's mostly Chimera brains and a few other enemies down here at this point. At this point, they're not very difficult. They are level 46, so we are moderately underleveled, but they are easy to deal with enemies anyway, so. And when you kill one, it drops this little black orb, and we can touch the orb and pick it up. So we obtain a black orb. I think that shows up in your inventory. I thought. Certainly doesn't show up in loot, does it? It does, apparently. So very rarely, when a certain creature is slain, the lost life force coalesces into a tiny black orb. Now it says very rarely, but every single enemy on this area will actually, that's a mimic, will actually give you a black orb. They're all programmed to spawn a black orb. You only require 37 gil. You only require 3 orbs, and they must be placed. In fact, before we wander off to do the rest of this, I think there's one here that I can use to show that is otherwise. Is it blocked off? Yeah, it is. So you can put the black orbs in these altars of night. There are 3 of them, as you could probably suspect, given the you need 3 black orbs thing. Is it 3 per? Probably 3 per, actually. I don't know, let's find out. We should be able to use one. Oh, it's just 1 per. All right. I couldn't remember exactly. Don't worry. Apparently, it is a singular black orb per altar of night. Now there would be 4, but because of how this floor is laid out with the cracks in the floor, and probably for ease of player usage, I guess. I don't know the proper phrase for that, but they went for 3 here, even though the rest of the floors that have something like that opt for, oh good, make us all blind. The rest of the floors that have altars opt for 4 altars instead of 3 altars. Altars. All right, we're gonna, excuse me. Now, if we so desired, we could of course fight and kill everything in this place, and it's not bad XP. Certainly you're going to need the levels. I'd recommend probably being at least level 45 for the end of the game. It's entirely up to you if you want to do it lower, and of course you can do it lower, but the area right before the final bosses can be dangerous. Even at level 45, that area can be dangerous. If you get a little bit too cocky, you can get basically completely swarmed. Let me check something real quick, so I know if I need to worry about picking up more. No, we already have a black orb, so I'm not going to worry about picking up any more. I don't think they're useful, but I also don't pay very much attention to requirements for bizarre goods, because normally I don't care, but at some point we're going to have to worry about that. But I don't know if they're particularly useful. If they are, you can just come back here and get them infinitely anyway. From beasts of Tower's base, rest the orbs you seek. Another hint. They give you like 55 hints about how to get through this area. It's not complicated, but you know. The game just wants to make sure you fully understand. Now obviously the final one is that noise you hear, by the way. This should do it. There it goes, that noise. I had to talk like right before, but that little noise is the black orbs disappearing. That was a mimic. Mistakes have been made. I really wish Penelo had more HP, but you can't really give black mages more HP, unfortunately. Why am I, hold on. That's fine. Whatever. Anyway, the last one we have to go to is on this side over here. This is the door we're opening. We can actually interact with it, but it says, strong magics are binding the door. Don't worry about those strong magics, we'll deal with those soon enough. Because this area is very, very long, and I do mean that, as you'll see as we get through it here, there are a large number of bosses. Specifically, not counting the one outside, I think there's 2 espers and 4 bosses, or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Which is quite a lot for a single area. As you might figure out on your own, this is going to be quite the brawl. I hate fighting these horses, I forgot what they're called, Mistmare, because they teleport constantly. It's rather annoying, actually. Because every time something teleports, obviously you can't target it while, or you can't hurt it while it's teleporting. But there's also a period where you can't hurt it after it finishes teleporting, but it can still be targeted, so your units will sit there and try and fight it even though they can't hurt the thing. It's rather annoying. This is a mimic. You can tell because of the fancy coloring on it. Sorry, a mimeo. Entirely different from a mimic. Anyway. Let's stuff our, this should be this way, stuff our final black orb in here. Which releases the Seal of Night, which is what was blocking that door. There's no treasure here. I'm disappointed greatly. Hi, Penelo. Alright, so now we just have to make our way back to the door over there, which it conveniently points out to you in case you have either forgotten where it was or somehow managed to not pass by it in the process of doing this. Which I guess is physically possible. Because you can do the 2 on the south side and then be like, well, you know, what's going on up north, and do the north one without actually passing through this area. It would be rather silly to do so, but it is possible. Ahead of the Watcher waits, first of 3. It says, ye without wisdom, return whence you came. Doesn't really mean anything, but, you know, it's there for flavor. I guess it technically could probably mean something, but... So this is where we poke out. There is a number of curiously shaped rocks around here, such as that one. If you interact with the rocks over there, it will take you back to the start of the area. I think if we interact with the one over here, however, it should start the boss fight. Indeed it is. You can tell because of the cutscene. But again, if you interact with any of the other rocks, it just teleports you back to the start. There's no penalty or anything like that. It doesn't hurt you or drain MP or anything. Basically just waste time. Anyway, this is Pandemonium. It starts with Shell and Protect. I would recommend removing both of those. So stole an ancient turtle shell and an Ares gem. And then stole nothing. So Pandemonium is relatively easy. He is immune to whatever element Penelo is currently trying to hit it with, but it doesn't really matter. The worst thing about Pandemonium is that it does do flash a lot. It also has... Penelo, are you okay? It also has the ability to use Perfect Defense, which makes it immune to physical damage. Now at this point, you might say, by God, you could cast some magic on it. You would probably be correct, However, it's immune to magic. I think it might be immune to everything, but it might just be immune to every magic. I'm not sure. It could be not immune to something like the holy or something. I'm not sure. But as you can see, it's immune, so we just have to wait. There's literally nothing that goes on here. He just does his normal things. Eventually it will wear off. There it goes. And he will be vulnerable to physical attacks again. It's just a little endurance thing, basically. If you have a lot of ranged people, you can use them in your party to keep power spin from hitting a bunch of people. Power spin doesn't do a ton of damage, though. It's not a big deal. So this is how you destroy Pandemonium. You make it charge into a rock until it tires itself out. It is a rock, of course. It doesn't have a brain. It just has legs. Why did Penelo just do a flip? Why? Why was that what she did? She didn't do anything else. She just did a flip. She doesn't even have a weapon. Penelo, what are you doing? Oh, I did give Penelo a dagger. I don't know what she's doing with it. She like lost it at some point in this little congratulations screen, but I did give her a dagger. A relatively good dagger at that. I can show you what she has. Oh no, I didn't give it to her. I thought I did. Well, I may as well give it to her now, so there you go. She loses a little bit of magic power, but that's fine. She has plenty of magic power. Apparently I thought I gave everyone gear, but I guess I restarted without saving or something. But anyway. So now all we have to do is head back to the start of the area. There was a waystone at the start, if you recall. That waystone is unusable, until you deal with the Watcher, and then it becomes usable. Very simple. I could tell Vaughn to stop stealing because, you know, we don't really need the gil, but why do I keep opening this? Or bothering this mimic? We don't really need the gil at this point, but you know, we could get some items that are useful. It's highly unlikely given what we're stealing from, but we could get some items that are useful for miscellaneous bazaar goods and such. I don't remember what all loot is actually available in this place. If you want me to be honest, let's go check over here. Let's in fact speed the game up as well. That's a mimic, by the way. Ah, that looks like a map. Make her way over here. This is a map, it'd be awfully convenient. Ah, 'tis. Only the first ascent, but that's okay. So this is, well, this is what the first ascent looks like. That's the end of it. Recall that I said there are 3 ascents. There are also 3 descents. We can't do the descents, don't worry about those for right now. But yes, now you can actually see quite how long this area is in truth. I actually stole a grimoire from that. That's really good, actually. Please just kill something. There we go. This is, whoops, not that way. This is the fastest way to get to where we want to go, which is the start. Pretty sure is heading this way. And then just straight across here. I think the other side might be about the same. I'm not entirely sure. This is the way I always go, though. Doesn't really matter. Penelo, you're right back there. Whatever Penelo's doing, I don't know where she is. Hey, there she goes. Finally started casting Asuna. So now we can use this. I haven't checked this way, but there's probably not any good loot, but let's do a quick check. Just to have a see. If there's any loot, it's going to be in this room over here. It does not appear to be. There is indeed not any loot. Rather unfortunate, but that's alright. Alright, we have no desire to fight anything else here. Let's go ahead and head through the waystone. which will take us up some floors. I think it takes us to 10? I'm not entirely sure. There's 100 floors. The vast majority of them are going to be in areas such as this one, where we basically traverse lots of floors really quickly. Because they're not really full floors. Here is an ancient door. We can open it. Despite how fancy it looks, it's really just a regular door. We can also open that one over there. There's no reason to. I don't think there's anything over there. No, it's just a path. You who crawl upon the clay yet yearn for heaven's path, made by our will. So this is your hint. When stone face lit by green flame falls, then flame returns to stone. The path is clear. So what that's essentially saying, in rather cryptic terms, is that you must kill the enemies with a green flame to unlock the path, essentially. Why is that there? Why is this here? Strange. There are also a large number of fake walls down here, which contain a variety of items, including pathways to the elevator. None of them are marked on the map, so there's a rather large amount of them. I don't actually know if there's any down here. I don't think so. There's a treasure chest. I would have missed an X potion. My god. Pretty sure there's not any down here. Doesn't hurt to check, you know? So this is your little introductory to the area. There's two of these green dudes. They're called brain pans. There are another type that are red that are not called brain pans. When you kill them, it does that. Bosch is gonna die at some point. Vanilla apparently has no MP, that's fine. So it builds little bridges here, and then when you step on it, it completes the bridge into stone. The bridge being stone is irrelevant, you can use it without that. If you kill a red one, while constructing a green bridge before the bridge is completed, it will destroy a green segment of the bridge. You, however, can also build red bridges. I think you can build a red bridge, I'm not actually entirely sure, but you can build red bridges too. And that will give you access to secret areas which contain better loot. The red bridges will not be destroyed by green fire, I believe. There's also those things flying around. They sort of just exist. Sometimes they spawn too far away to actually fight. Other times they spawn directly on the platform or end up wandering into it at some point. Doesn't really matter. Brain pans are also capable of casting self-destruct. Because why not? I'm not mine. Yeah, dang it. Self-destruct hurts quite a bit, but it's not a huge deal. You could just heal out of it, it's fine. Unless two of them self-destruct, then you get a problem. Frozen in stone, the green flame passes from time. Indeed. You might notice there's a little suspicious area here. This is where the final thing is. There's actually nothing else over here except for that. As you can see, I'll wander around here and show you there's no hidden walls or anything. It's literally just that thing hiding in the corner. Rather rudely at that. So this is basically the gist of a fair few floors that we're going to be passing through. Vanilla's too far away. She's busy casting shit constantly. Should I swap party members? Nah, we'll leave it at this for now. Most of the loot here is not particularly great, but there is I think a spell that you'll want, as well as another piece of armor. Besides the demon shield, I can show you the demon shield. Here it is. Absorb black, 40 evasion, not bad. Its entire purpose is the elemental thing though. There may in fact be a point where that is useful, I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember if there's a point where, well actually there is a point where absorbing black or dark damage would be good. I don't know why I always say black instead of dark, but whatever. The spell is called Darkra, it's not particularly complicated. We should start seeing some red flames soon. Or is it the next level up? Oh, it's the next level up, I think. Vaughn has killed someone, so Bosch, can you please hit Vaughn? No, don't hit yourself. He blocked. Vaughn is too powerful. Hit him again. Alright, well, he'll just hit himself, I guess. There you go. We figured it out, finally. Thankfully, Redis has a rise, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway. Make our way in here and fight some things. Steal some Chimera brains, I don't know. It is the fool who cuts not his own path. So that's basically your hint that there are indeed hidden pathways around areas. Excuse me. Whoa, camera. 412 gil. That's 8 gil short. Is there anything this way? Nope. I don't, off the top of my head, remember where all the secret pathways are. I simply remember that there are indeed secret pathways. Ow. That is apparently almost capable of one-shotting Penelo because she is made of squish. I doubt there's anything here. No. Usually it's a little obvious where one is because it looks like a pathway will be there. This one is the most obvious because there's freaking stairs behind it, but yeah. There are others as well that you can pass through. I don't remember there being a reason to come this way. I think it's just a tutorial of, hey look, secret pathways, but there you go. By the way, these are not actually enemies until you get close to them. You might have noticed that they don't have a health bar or don't get targeted in some cases until you get close to them. It's a thing. There's a pathway that way. Clearly not capable of building it with the things that we have passed earlier because they're all dead. They do respawn. It's likely we have to actually come back down here to construct that bridge. Because this is an entirely new area. And if we kill these, it will, I'm pretty sure it will save your progress when you leave an area, by the way. We kill these and go back. I don't believe it will construct the bridge down here. Let's go ahead and find out, shall we? It does not. So we have to construct this bridge with enemies in this area, which means somehow we have to get them to respawn so that we can fight them. Which either involves waiting a large amount of time away from the area to cause them to just respawn, which doesn't always work. Or coming back later after going 2 zones away. Actually, don't know what's over there. I also scratched my ear. My apologies. I want that treasure, though. Gosh darned it. So what's the fastest way to get 2 away from here? Probably just the way I'm going. This is a lot of backtracking. What's this? A tuft of phoenix down. I may not even need to go 2 away. It may end up respawning them simply based on time. See? It's not an enemy. Unless you need it to be an enemy, in which case it will be an enemy. It's rather kind of it. It could just sit there as a stone for eternity, but you know. Oh, these are enemies for some reason. The others aren't. Why are you guys an enemy? Are you programmed differently? Possible. We don't need them for a bridge because it's not making the noise, and plus the others would be accessible as well. Oh. So let's quickly use the door, zone out of here, and then zone back in so we can get... Alright, we can't go back, I forgot. Can we? Oh yeah, we can. For some reason, I thought we couldn't. So didn't read the thing that says return ye to the wellspring. Anyway. Make our way back up. We're getting XP out of this, so it's alright. I could also have cut this out, but I didn't. You guys are along for the ride. Enjoy your stay, etc., etc. By the way, yes, only one side of this door glows. Those of you acute enough to have noticed that. Cute enough to be cutie. Anyway. Let's stupid joke. Hello? Why is there a chimera here? That don't matter. So now when we make our way back up here, because we have gone 2 transition screens away, 2 zones away essentially, all of them should have respawned up here, allowing us to construct a bridge. In theory, assuming that bridge is in fact a green bridge and not a red bridge. We'll find out shortly, either way. Hello. Does not require the green ones, as you can tell, because the green ones do not wish to fight. So that is a red bridge. I should have assumed as much because it's an optional bridge. The optional bridges, I'm pretty sure will always require red, but you know, now we know for sure. So this requires we kill red. Now, the easiest way to do that, to build the red bridges, is to completely construct, completely construct the green bridges first. My voice appears to be dying or something. Not entirely sure what was going on there. But anyway, maybe I'm dying, who knows? Will I be missed? Probably not. Alright. So the easiest way is to construct the green bridges in their entirety first. And then construct the red bridges. The other way you can do it is to try and construct the red bridges first, but I don't think you'll have access to enough of them to actually do it properly. And it becomes a real hassle trying to make the green ones as well at the same time, because there's so many more green ones than red ones, obviously. As you can see. So we can go this way. Clearly hidden path is probably required. It's not very well hidden, but you know. Contains gill. It contains an elevator. That's not what we desire right now. We desire to fight. Green brain bands. That is a red one. Do not fight it. Instead, we will walk over here and fight the green ones on this side. Vanilla, please. Make your butt come here. Panello actually just died. I think the red one just killed her. Run this way. Panello's up. We'll just have to wait for her to do stop casting shit, Panello. Or Redis, whatever. Whoever was over there trying to cast. We'll leave the red one alive, obviously. Again, if you try to fight the red one while constructing a green bridge, it will destroy the green bridge progress. At least one progress on the bridge, I'm pretty sure. Or is it all of it? I don't know. Either way, don't do it. It's bad. There's 2 green ones here. I think there's some more green ones up there. I don't know how many green ones we need. If I recall, it's rather a lot of them. And then we'll have to try and get the red ones constructed. I gotta be careful about speeding up, because I don't want to speed up into an encounter. Just let Panello handle it. I don't want to speed up into an encounter that is against the red flames and screw up my bridge, basically. So we need what looks like probably 2 more. I wish we'd stop getting petrified every time we fought anything, but that's alright. I saw that treasure chest, don't worry. 500 gil. This one respawn. It did. What a hell of a respawn you got there, buddy. These are not difficult enemies. You just have to fight a rather large quantity of them. You guys don't mess around with your respawns, do you? So that should construct our bridge. There we go. Which will lead us over here, which will show us another optional path that we can do with our red bridge, as well as a destination up. Now we require fighting. Let's zone out and back in real quick. I think that might change what spawns here, I'm not sure. We require the fighting and killing of a large quantity of red flames. Here's one. And again, I'll go ahead and show it to you. We walk over here. There's where it's building the bridge. And then if we fight a green one, this one here, and then run over here, you can see that the bridge remains. It does not work that way in reverse. If you have a green bridge and kill a red one, good God, it will destroy the green bridge, or part of the green bridge at least. Is there a red one over here? That's a green one. I desire not the green ones. Apologies for the quad speed, but if I don't do quad speed, it will literally take forever to do this. So it looks like we're gonna have to fight this thing. These things are weak to, oh God, what happened there? These things are weak to thunder, I believe. There they are. They're not hard to fight, but you know. If you have Thundaga, it just utterly destroys their health. Makes it a joke to fight those. I don't know why this door is red, by the way. The other door was green. I do not know the, excuse me, my controller freaked out there. There's not a wall here, is there? No. Strange little room. I don't know if there's any sort of, you know, logic behind the door color, or if the devs just wanted fancy door colors. Who knows? There's nothing here. This is the bridge, you idiot. I think that's all of the red guys. Unless we go back down that way, which may have also had its stuff changed to spawn differently. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've been able to make that bridge before completing the story segment of this, but I don't quite remember when or how, for that matter. This bridge is constructed. We do need to build a second bridge up here though, so we're not actually done, as you can see. So there's Gungnir. There she be. 'Tis a pole, which I think we may be able to use. It is unfortunately fire elemental, but it does have dramatically more attack power. However, it has dramatically less evade. It also has on-hit disable. I generally recommend using it entirely for the on-hit disable part. So if we run around here some more, is it going to respawn more of those flames, or is it done for now? It appears to be done for now. This is unfortunate. Let us continue to the next floor and see what we can actually manage. There's a red one right there, in fact. Of course, we don't want to kill the red one, as mentioned, so we'll just bypass it and fight over here. We'll come back and fight that one later, but we've already killed 2 green ones, so. It's a red. No, it's self-destructive. Well, since we've already screwed that up. Oh, we just killed that one. Whatever, it's freaking. It's gonna make this slightly more complex, but because we've already screwed up the green bridge, let's go fight this red one. Are the red ones even building a bridge? I think? I don't know. Who knows? Is there a red bridge on this floor? Oh, this area. I think it's just the green bridge over there. A relatively easy one. I don't think there's any more red ones, so we could go back down and check if it's building this one. I think the red ones build all bridges, but I'm not sure. It's definitely not building a bridge here. Yo, I want that loot. Alright. You gonna give me that loot? Darn it. I really shouldn't put you guys through all of this nonsense. Let's go ahead and finish building the last green bridge. And then I will unlock the red bridges on my own time, because I feel like that's gonna take a wee bit. And I don't think you guys want to watch me run around at quad speed killing red flames very, very slowly. We should still be able to relatively easily build this green bridge, because the green ones are like everywhere, all the time. That's all they do is exist. It was rather fast killing of that creature. I think there's an enemy in here. There are multiple enemies, including a green flame, or red flame, sorry, which are called a different thing. I don't want to aggravate and show it to you, but they're not called brain pans. As one might suspect, the enemy with a different color is a different enemy. Those are very fond of doing that. I like loot over here. What is it? A scathed moat. Well, I mean, it's okay because it's scathed without the cast time, but it could be better. That's a red one. I just do the fleeing to make sure none of my allies attempt to fight it. All that essentially does is turn their gambits off. Appears to be 2 people disabled and a bird molesting us. Let's get Bosch back up. Bosch? No, Bosch, you don't understand that I want you to fight this, do you? Redis has died. Bosch, fight this. Is it because it's weak to Blizzard or something? Is that what's trying to cast it constantly? I don't know. Whatever. Get Redis back up. Get Penella some MP eventually here. There she goes. Alrighty, I don't think we killed the red one. Very close to killing that one. But again, that's why you don't run at quad speed constantly, you doofus. Really, there's nothing there. Right. Sometimes I wonder about the map design in this area. We're gonna read this, it doesn't really tell us anything, I don't think. These start to get sort of condescending towards the top. Well, apparently they start to get condescending now. Ignorant child born of chaos. So again, taking claim for everything, essentially. Sort of making you hate those particular Acurian. Or the Acurian in general, I guess, because they think a bit highly of themselves. Small bridge there. Apparently there is... I don't think we need to build another bridge, actually. I think we're done. I think this was the only bridge you needed to build here. Man, we stole a Leo gem. Difficult to fight that because this should lead up there, yeah, which is an entirely different thing. Although we can utilize it since we're here to force respawn some red ones on the floor below. You can also get a nice, lovely view of Vaughn's hair. This view into that sort of thing. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Between this one and the next one, I'm going to go ahead and unlock the red bridges, and I will meet you guys when we're picking up the loot from them, I suppose. So thanks for watching. See you next time.